Welcome everyone to On the Clock here at the Squirrel on Air Network. We have the co-founders of the Brick League, Renny, Tyson, and Cody, Ballard. Gentlemen, how are you doing today?
Doing good, thank you.
I'm good.
And thank you for joining us. So we have, like I said, they're the founders of the IBT Report Academy Brick League Initiative. Just give me a little bit about that, Renny.
So we start with the IBT Academy. It started in 2013 with my guy, Lamar Thornton, who's now coaching at Ohio University. But in between that time, though, Cody and I were in the gym working out, consistently. Cody's been working on his pro level game, so we've always been always in the gym together. And we just started a relationship, just building a personal relationship that was just basically just off of just working out every day. From there, it just grew. So why don't we just do something even bigger? Let's take IBT Academy to the next level. And that's where IBT Academy, the training part, even grew even more. And then we got into the Brick League, which started in 2017 with only, 80 kids?
Yeah, we had 80 kids the first year.
80 kids the first year. Now we're over 100 teams. So you can imagine what the numbers are for the type of kids in our program. And then we go into the Brick League, to the Brick Initiative, which is our nonprofit organization that we have. That's like the hub of all the entities below that. So we have that, and then just recently we just started the IBT Report. And when the pandemic started, we said, what else can we do to increase our value and to give more of ourselves? Because we play the game of basketball. I didn't play at the next level, but Cody's play at high school, college, and even in pros, overseas as well. So we had to give ourselves, and beginning the IBT Report was that place for us.
All right. So Cody, give me a little bit more about what the IBT Report is and what it means to you.
So basically, since we've been, training, we've tried to help our kids at each level as they grow. So if that's either with leagues, like I said, training. So we were like, what's the next thing we can do to help our kids make sure they have the best chance of, going to college for free? So we started the IBT Report, and one thing we made sure was that it was NCAA certified, so that it has a stamp that college coaches respect it, because college coaches call us all the time about our kids. They rely on our word and our scout and how we know the kids and how the kids can help them. So for us it was let's take it a step further and make sure that our kids, especially nowadays in a media-driven sport, which basketball is, to make sure that our kids get that coverage, to make sure they get their just due, so that they don't fly under the radar.
So as you train these kids, what are you actually evaluating them as, reporting, having the IBT Report? What are you looking at and trying to help them to gain besides just on the court athletics?
So when I go out and scout kids basically for these colleges, the first thing I look at, can you win? The intangibles, your body language, how you are as a teammate, because chances are, coming in as a freshman, colleges aren't looking at you to come out and score 15 to 20 points a game. They want to be able to see, do you have the intangibles? Do you have the fundamentals? Can you play defense? Can you play the game the right way? Do you have a good IQ? And then you can build on each year, you can build on that scoring piece. But, the colleges are looking for the kids that's going to help them win. Because like I tell the kids, a college coach's whole livelihood depends on the 18 to 21-year-old kid doing the right thing day in and day out. So, they're really big on character and how, this kid is off the court. So those are kind of the things that we focus on, and I think that's why colleges really rely on us, because we can tell them, how they are on the court, but we also have deep relationships with them off the court.
So, and also just to piggyback what Cody said, that we play the game of basketball, so we know what to look for in a kid. You know what I mean? Some people may look at a kid and be like, well, he doesn't dribble the ball well, but at the same time, we're looking at, if he just does a little bit more work, he can get to that next position. He can get down the lane and finish at the ring. But some people might write a kid off just because he may make one mistake. But I'm like, if we can just correct that one mistake, he could be top, could be a pretty good player, next time, coming down the court, or next game. So we look at, like Cody said, we look at those small little detailed things about a player what gives us the the rep to have an IBT report.
So out of the kids that you've had, you wanted to mention a couple of the notable ones and how the progression from high school to the next level, how's that been? And if you guys had any of those collegiate players come back and kind of give you guys a little bit of help in your program.
Yeah, we have. First of all, we have, Karis LeVert, who's with the Brooklyn, when he was with the Brooklyn Nets, now he's with Indiana Pacers. It's part of our program. We have Trey Williams, who's in college right now at Duquesne University. He always comes back and gives a hand to help the young ones out, especially for bigs, because he's about 6'8" big, but just athletic. And then you have
Morgan Safford. Morgan's at Wofford right now. I think Morgan and Trey really have a shot, to play at the next level. To really have a shot to get into the NBA just with the intangibles that they have and the way that, the NBA is playing now with small ball and being able to guard multiple positions. I think they both can do those things. And then, we also had Caleb Wesson, Andre Wesson. If you know Ohio State basketball, you know them. So they're currently playing overseas right now. I mean, we've had a ton. I mean, there's many more. Adrian Nelson's at Northern Kentucky. He's probably gonna get a shot. He'll get a couple workouts for the NBA this coming off season. So we've really been blessed to have some talent come through and be able to mold it and develop it. And one of the things we really take pride on is having them from the beginning. And
definitely.
Not just getting them when they're hot or when the work's already done.
Right.
Really getting in the trenches with them and developing them and helping them mold their game. And
we just to say another piece is that over since 2013 we've averaged between 4 and 5 kids Division I scholarships since 2013, and we afforded over $6 million for these young people to have scholarships. So what we do works. And it's proven. So that's one thing that we're big on about. And when we talk to parents, when they like, I don't know, should we do this? Give us a chance. But you have to be able to withstand the grind, and you got to be willing to work.
Right. So besides basketball, what else is IBT? You guys seem like you're branching off into many other avenues. Like other than basketball, what are your your next focus, or what do you guys got coming up? Besides basketball, really with the kids that are in the academy, we try to focus on, being a good individual off the court, not just on the court. So, they do a lot of community service, community things. We just recently for Thanksgiving, a lot of the top players, in the area came out and we walked High Street and we gave out 60 meals to the homeless. So, and now we have we got Christmas coming up. We have a toy drive coming up. So, GAHANNA's gotten together with us as a school, and they're doing a toy drive with us. And, we have some of our kids just, finding different elementaries and getting things together so that we can get gifts to, the kids that need it. So our kids are, like we always say, they're way more than basketball. And they understand that and they get that. And I tell them, that goes a long way with a college coach, because in college you have to do those things, and they want people who really want to do them, not that's forced to do them. So we try to make sure that the kids that we're around are well-rounded on and off the court.
And we're building strong leaders, by doing all this. Because like you said, it's not all about basketball, but it's about how can you grow. What are you going to do when that ball stops bouncing? Are you going to be an entrepreneur, or are you going to just don't know what you're going to do? So we're trying to start now to build great leaders, boys and girls, in our academy, and they've shown. So we're proud of our trainees, and they've been on the grind with us, and they've been every step of the way. So we're truly thankful, and all the supporters that helped us as well throughout these years. Definitely, it's been a big help to IBT and the whole Brick Initiative family.
So as the kids are growing up and they're going into college, about NILs now. Mm-hmm. What kind of things do you guys have as far as NIL help and preparing them for that?
So actually recently I started the Ballard group. So basically the Ballard group is to basically teach high school kids and college kids, how the NIL works, and basically to increase your value so that when you are in college, you can get paid top dollar. So everything goes along. I try to tell them it's not just about your skill level. I've been a GM for a couple minor league teams, so I had to, basically make choices that's not all about basketball. We've signed players that were just good people off the court, or they were good with the community. And those are the type of things you have to have when you're trying to represent somebody's brand. So, I see a Snapple bottle right there. So, if you can play basketball, that'll get you in the door with Snapple, but then they're going to ask, what type of person are they off the court, because they're going to represent our brand. They're going to look at your social media. How does your social media look? What do you post on social media? So the Ballard group, we deal with helping them with all that, and I think it helps from playing on a professional level, and then just being a general manager on a professional level now, just being able to walk them through those things to make sure that they don't make those mistakes and that they can really maximize their name, image, and likeness in college.
What kind of teams can we be on the lookout for in this 2021 season?
So we just came up with the top 10 teams that we think are hot right now early in the season. So we'll start off with number 10, Dublin COFFMAN. They have a really good senior, AJAY SHELDON, that's going to actually Ohio University. So good job, Lamar, for recruiting him. You have a really good player coming in. He can shoot it. He just can play. He's a player. Like, that's all I can say about him. Is AJAY SHELDON's just a really good player, and he's going to be an instant impact for Ohio University and how they like to play. So yeah, we think Dublin COFFMAN's in that top 10 right now, even though they lost a close one to Westerville South last week. 9, we got AFRICENTRIC. AFRICENTRIC, I think that they have an NBA talent in DAILYN SWAIN, about 6'8", wing, can really do it all. Has really grown. His game has really grown since we've seen him as a freshman. Every year he gets better. He adds on to his game. Coach Bates can really coach. They have a senior, Dan Wagner, that kind of brings up the rear and can really play. He's a two-sport athlete, but he can really play basketball. At 7, Westerville Central, they actually have one of my favorite coaches, and Coach Martin. I really love his coaching style. I've never really seen him lose a game twice. He's good at, if they lose a game, he's good at making adjustments to make sure that they don't lose to that same team again. And they have a really good player in DONOVAN, who recently just committed to Division I college. Long wing, athletic. Is really going to be a good player, has really good touch, and can shoot the basketball.
Number 6, we have OLENTANGY Liberty. They got 2 seniors, senior laden team with Ryan Parrish, who's going in the IA. But Cooper Davis, Liberty, he's going to Toledo. He committed to Toledo. This is a strong nose hard team, and they run their sets well. Got a great coaching staff over there. So I look forward for them at number 6. And then we have at next we got Pick North. Great coach. They're small this year. They got all guards. But they have Jerry Saunders and Dior Connors, who are really playing strong, probably averaging about 18 a game right now. They beat Akron St. Mary this year. And they also have a little young point guard, Arnez Lawson, as well as Corey Hudson, I believe. And then we're going to go next to BEECHCROFT.
Oh, wow. See, BEECHCROFT.
Yeah, we got BEECHCROFT at 5. The coaching staff at BEECHCROFT is really, really good. From, head coach, Coach Simmons, to, assistant coach, Coach Randy. They have another assistant, Coach Osborne, who used to coach at Centennial. So that, and they have a former player, Raylon Allman, who went to BEECHCROFT, who was on a lot of those Final Four teams in the 2000s. So the coaching staff over there, along with the players, are the reason why we have them so high. Amani Lyles is one of the best bigs in the state of Ohio, which if you are a Division I coach, you really need to be looking at him, because he does things. His motor is so high that he's the type of big that you look for in college, and his game's improving day by day. And then we at 4 we have Newark. Newark just had a big win this week actually against Pick Central. No one had them win that game, but again, coaching, players, players following the game plan to a T. They won a big game, and so that did a lot for them, and that's why we have them so high. And then at 3, Westerville South, again, all these teams have great coaches. Kalo's another great coach, state champion coach, and I think he has the most versatile player in Central Ohio right now, and DREY Carter, who's recently committed to Wright State. DREY he runs the point for them, he plays the 5 for them, and he can guard positions 1 through 5. So he really has them rolling along with a couple role players that they have. Again, they know their system, they know who they are. And so that's why they're off to a good start.
And then we have number 2, we got Pick Central. They just had a big victory over Pick North the other night. You have the big dogs, and you have DEVIN Royal, and you got Sonny Styles. I know Sonny Styles. Everybody's heard about Sonny. Right? He's heading to Ohio State, this summer. But they play strong. Once again, got great coaching staff with Eric Kruger. And just the whole staff over there, and they just work. They're just grinders. They have great size, athleticism. They run the floor hard. They got a good point guard, but they're just strong.
Yeah, I like Jawan Turner. I think he doesn't get enough credit. He really helps them go. He doesn't get out of himself. Who he is as a point guard, hard-nosed point guard, plays defense, has a really good IQ. And he's really going to help them, down the stretch in February and March.
Definitely. And their number 1 team, I think is obvious, is GAHANNA. They loaded. They have it all.
I was trying to figure out if it was going to be GAHANNA or Pick Central, but
yeah.
So you got GAHANNA.
GAHANNA, obviously, you start with the top, but you got the best point guard in the state, and that's Sean Jones. And then you just backed it up with LJ. He's a great complementary player to Sean Jones. They just have it all right down to JAVAN Simmons, Josh Whiteside.
Yeah.
These guys, they just run the floor hard, they go hard, and they're just aggressive and hungry and nasty.
Yeah. And once again, I think what makes them really good is that, they play together. They play together. Sean is the leader. They know that. JAVAN's the energy. They know that. And, when it's time to get a basket or when it's time to get a play, they know. They know where to go. And when I've seen them, the thing I give them credit for is defense. Their help side defense. They're on the string. They're talking to each other. The coaching staff, again, has really done a great job with, getting them to buy in, because you're picked to win a state championship this year. And some of those games, you could just fall asleep and it can be a struggle. But every night they're locked in, talking to the players. They know what the goal is. So they're really focused this year. So I think they have a really good chance to get to Dayton and cut the nets down.
Sound like a pretty strong list, and it seemed like you guys did your research, but you have, I don't know if you did the players in there, but you got top 10 players also?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, we mentioned a couple of them,
already. So we'll
with
just
the
list
teams.
them.
Yeah,
So
we can just list them off.
So we'll start at number 10. We're going to go with, like we said, Donovan Hunter out of Westerville Central, long athletic. We're going to go number 9, JAVAN Simmons with GAHANNA. Cooper Davis again from OLENTANGY Liberty. Number 7, we got Sonny Styles. Once again.
Yeah, even though he's a football player, Sonny has Division I offers. So
yeah.
In basketball also.
Yes, in basketball also he has a couple of Division I offers. Sonny is so versatile. So versatile, and he can guard any position, and chances are he's going to win. I think he can win any matchup on a basketball court in Central Ohio if he's guarding the guard or he's guarding the big. So, yeah, that's why Sonny, even though he plays football, he's really high on that basketball list.
Yeah. We're going to go number 6, AJAY SHELDON out of Dublin, Coughlin. We talked about him before earlier. Just a tough guard. Just knows how to win. And then we're going to go number 5, top 5. We're going top 5.
Who you got?
Devin. Devin got DEVIN Royal.
Yeah, DEVIN Royal he had a good summer. He had a good peach jam. So Devin has really taken off. Recently, he just got an offer from West Virginia. Again, he has Ohio State. He has Marquette, Xavier. Again, he's just a player that gets better, you know, every single day. He's putting the work in. If he's in season, it doesn't matter. He's still getting his work in, and you can really tell on the court. And the colleges, the big colleges, the Big Five colleges are starting to see the work that he's putting in. And, you know, he still has another year, which is scary. So, you know, a kid that's that hungry, you know, he's only going to get better.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 4, we got Amani Lyles out of Beechcroft.
Yeah. I love, again, motor. Motor, he's learning how to handle the basketball, and he's a shot blocker. And he just really, I don't know why more Division I's aren't on him, but that kid, I cannot rave enough about his motor. His motor is everything. His motor is what you look for in a big. If I had to compare him to an NBA player, as far as motor, it would be a Kenneth Reed. Just rim run,
say that.
shot block, just high energy player.
Right.
So he's one of my favorites.
I coached him in middle school, so I know what he can do.
Seen the
He's
growth.
been the same way since middle school, so just obviously just a little bit taller.
Right.
But then number 3, we're going to go DREY Carter out of Westerville South.
Yeah, DREY Carter again, unicorn. I call him Central Ohio's unicorn.
Right.
Can play every position. You know, 6'7" and can shoot the basketball. Like legit knockdown shooter. I think he is a low Big Five talent, which if he would have waited, I think he would have got some low Big Five All-Stars. Wright State definitely got a steal, and he's only 17.
Yeah.
So he's only 17, and he's just now figuring out his game. He hasn't even reached, I don't think, 30% of his game. He's just now figuring out he's a late bloomer. And that kid, again, at 6'7", you can shoot the ball and handle the ball. You're talking about, you know, not just college, but the next level, because you can do all the things that they are asking you to do on the in the NBA. So I'm really high on the potential of DREY Carter.
I just want to say one thing about DREY is that when I really started seeing DREY play in the Brick League, he played in our pro-am this year, and I was like, man, he really has a great game. He doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low, but he's just smooth, and he's hard-working, and he's just effective. You know, he's really efficient, and that's what I like most about DREY when I watch him play.
I think the pro-am, the Brick League pro-am that we have, I think DREY and JAVAN SIMMONS benefited the most from it, and you can really tell with them playing high school this year.
I remember seeing Simmons. He was really effective. I think his team maybe even made it to the championship round of that tournament. But he's committed to Toledo also, right?
Yeah, him
So,
and Cooper are going together, so that'll definitely be a good 1-2 punch for Toledo down the road for years to come.
Number 2, we got DAILYN SWAIN out of AFRICENTRIC. Cody mentioned before. What I like about DAILYN is that you can tell that he's a pro. You know, when you see DAILYN, you're like, man, he's a pro already. He's smooth. He's not afraid, and he'll bang. He'll go against anybody. Like, I don't care who you are. Let's go right now. And then, but he's just, like I said before, he's effective and he's efficient. But he's just a smooth game, man. You can just tell. Some people just look at him like, man, he's got real game.
And he does. He uses what he trains, and most kids don't do that. You know, if he works on something, he's going to use it in the game, and he's going to perfect it.
Yeah.
And with his size, he's only going to get better. That kid is another one that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if you see him on draft day or in the NBA one day, because the kid just has everything that you're looking for in a basketball player right now. Yeah.
And number 1 is Sean Jones.
Mr. Jones.
Shifty. Mr. Shifty, man.
Yeah, I think he's trying to work on facilitating a little bit more for the next level this year. Watching him against Westerville North, he kind of just, you know, facilitated the game, and then it was kind of close in the third, and in the blink of the eye, they were up 12 because he just took over. So, his athleticism for his size, his quickness, his handle, his IQ, and again, another player that just is willing to get better every single day to reach his goal. I think Marquette has a really good player, and he'll definitely get minutes for them next year, if not start for them next year, because this kid has smashed every single goal he's ever wanted to achieve. And I've known him since he was in the 2nd grade, and you could see it then. But yeah, just one of the best players in the state, and when you watch him, you're in awe of him.
And then you have, I mean, he just has been given God-given ability. You know, I was talking to somebody watching, because I watched him play against Taft at Pickerington North, and I was like, man, some of that is just God-given ability. You know, some people just have it.
Right, can't coach at all.
But he's a great player, man. I look for him to continue to do well at the next level. Plus, with Shaka Smart, he loves small guards, quick and shifty. So that's going to be a great opportunity for him at the next level.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds great. Well, this is On the Clock, and at this point, we are pretty much out of time. I mean, I know you guys got a lot more that you could cover, and you know, the list that you guys has compiled, it sounds great. But before we get out of here, you want to drop, you know, wherever people can find your brand or anything that you want to, you know, last remarks that you want to give.
On Instagram, it's at the Brick League Columbus. The website, you can go to the website to sign up for our different leagues. It's www.thebricksports.org. You can just send us a message in our DMs on Instagram or Facebook if you're interested in any of our upcoming events, or you know, if you want to know about a player, you can check out our other Instagram pages at the IBT Report.
All right, Renny, any last remarks?
I just thank you for this opportunity, and our biggest thing that we want to let everybody know is that we're building brick by brick every single day. So that's our motto. You know, lay a brick every day. Give of yourself daily to help someone else in need. So we appreciate the opportunity, though.
All right. Well, thanks for all you guys has done, and thank you for what you know we will be doing here in the future. You guys sound like you guys, you know, are on the right path and really helping the community out, laying a good foundation for these boys that's in the Central Ohio, and you know, hopefully nationwide here real soon. So, with On the Clock, I'm Will Ward with the Squirrel on Air Network.